The fifth slide is what are the different types of joints. These are the general joints. In your body, there are three general types of joints. The first one is fibrous joints, and they are between bones that are close contact and do not move much at all. This is a type of joint between the bones in your skull. Here. The cartilaginous joints connect two bones with cartilage in between them. Cartilage is a little flexible, so these joints allow a small amount of motion but not very much. The joints that connect your ribs to the sternum in the center of your chest are cartilaginous joints. This allows the chest to expand and contract a little as you breathe. And these are these. And the third joint is synovial joint. As synovial joints includes two or more bones that are covered with cartilage at each end and is enclosed by a capsule that secretes a very slippery fluid that lubricates the joints called synovial fluid. The sixth slide is how does each joint differ with relation to structure and movement. All these six joints are synovial joints. The first one is pivot. The pivot joint is also known as a rotationary joint, also for rotational movement. This type of joint can be found between your neck vertebrae. For instance, when you turn your head side to side, it's due to the rotational movement of the pivot joint, so this can happen. The second type of joint is a hinge joint. A hinge joint can be found in the elbows, ankles, fingers, toes, and knee. Hinge joints operate just like a hinge and door. That's where they get their name from. They allow a swinging motion where bones can either flex towards one another or extend apart. Twisting or overextending a hinge joint can result in injury. If ever twisted your knee or rolled your ankle, it's likely that a hinge joint was forced to move in a manner it shouldn't have. The third type of joint is gliding joint, which is also known as a plane joint. The plane joint allows movement in many directions, hence the flexibility of the wrist. So that's why the wrist can go side to side, because the little bones in the wrist allows that movement. The next type of joint is a conoid joint. These joints are formed where the head of one or more bones fit in an elliptical cavity of another. You'll find these types of connections in the wrist, where the connections of the radius of the lower arm and the carpal of the wrist bones. This joint type is very similar to the ball and socket. The fifth type of joint is saddle joint. Saddle joint is similar to a hinge joint, but provide more range of motion. In case of a saddle joint, the bone sitting on the saddle can move in an oval shape in relation to the other bone. Our thumb is a classic example of a saddle joint in this action. Thumbs can move using a hinge-like motion, but can also rock side to side. The sixth and final joint is ball and socket. Ball and socket joints are a special class of synovial joint that enjoy the highest freedom of motion in the body thanks to their unique structure. The shoulder and hip joints are the only ball and socket joints in the body due to need for great motion at the end of the body's limbs and the vast amount of musculature needed to move and support such flexible joints. These joints will easily fall out of the socket because they are the most moving joints.